Ambleside, one of the jewels of the lakes, is set in the centre of the Lake District at the head of Lake Windermere. Blessed with beautiful scenery, this bustling market town provides everything a visitor could want, from individual shops and restaurants to a museum that celebrates the life and work of Beatrix Potter, and the smallest 17th century house in England. It's an ideal base for a walking holiday, as Ambleside has easy access to the surrounding fells and the breathtaking mountains, and it's the main town servicing the Langdale area. It's well known as the outdoor capital of the lakes, if not the country. Grasmere is a charming village right in the heart of the Lake District National Park, and it was once the home of the famous poet William Wordsworth. Today you can visit two of his former houses, Dove Cottage and Rydal Mount, and St Oswald's churchyard contains the Wordsworth family graves. There are some gentle walks around Grasmere Lake, which lies to the south of the village. But for those who prefer a greater challenge, you're centrally situated for taking on the craggy peaks of the Scafell Pikes, Helvellyn, Skiddaw and the Langdale Pikes. Langdale in Cumbria's Central Lakes is a superb corner of a hidden Britain, a favourite of many and home to some of the most dramatic and diverse scenery in the whole of Cumbria. Gin-clear streams tumble over rocks that have been polished smooth over centuries and meander gently through this beautiful landscape. This is the home of the Langdale Pikes, Little Langdale, Great Langdale, Pavey Ark and Harrison Stickle. Langdale has some of the most stunningly beautiful scenery in the whole of the Lake District, and it's especially loved by walkers. It may be a bit of a challenge on some of the steeper parts, but your efforts are more than rewarded by the breathtaking views. Bowness-on-Windermere is a sprawling tourist town on the shore of Windermere, about halfway along the 10-mile length of the lake between Waterhead at the north end and Lakeside at the south. It developed after the opening of the railway line from Oxenholme and Kendal to Windermere in 1847, and Bowness was the nearest accessible point to the lake. Today it's a favourite spot from which to take one of the many cruises available around England's largest lake, and where Bowness has access to the lake, the busy little town of Windermere just a little further north offers access to some excellent shops and restaurants. If you take the ferry across Lake Windermere, you'll find Hawkshead, still the same tiny village of higgledy-piggledy houses, archways and squares that was beloved by William Wordsworth and Beatrix Potter. Thankfully, cars are banned from the narrow village streets, but there is a large car park on the outskirts, and it's just a short stroll to this delightful little village. Tourism is now the main industry of Hawkshead, with many pleasant inns, guest houses, tea shops and gift shops. And the Grisdale Forest and Esthwaite Water are just a few minutes' drive to the south, and are firm favourites with fishermen and walkers. Coniston Old Man has stood guard over this valley for millions of years. Inside its great mass were rich veins of copper that were mined for generations, bringing prosperity to an otherwise isolated part of the lakes. Coniston and Coniston Water became world famous when Malcolm Campbell broke the world water speed record in his boat Bluebird in 1959. All the world's attention was focused on this tiny village and a long stretch of water as he piloted his sleek vessel into the history books. Sadly, it was in the headlines again in 1967 when he was tragically killed trying to regain the record. Now you can cruise the lake in a far more leisurely pace on board the magnificent steam yacht Gondola that is operated by the National Trust. not every stretch of water in the Lake District is long and majestic. Tarn House nearby is a cosy spot that has magnificent views across the mountains and is a great favourite for family picnics or a place to just relax and drink in the peace and tranquility of this wonderful part of England.